This feels very, it feels very unusual, doesn't it? Do you think?
What, us interviewing you? Yeah.
Well, what was I watching?
It's normally you with the questions. It's us now.
Well, it's normally me who is the... I like to think when we did the show together, I was often suggesting things to you guys.
Yeah, and we said no.
Yeah, every one of them was turned down.
Yeah, as in every single one.
Yeah.
It was Steve Hall who was like, "Give us a name for the stand up," and I said, "Absolutely not."
No.
Coffee. You know.
Coffee. Don't, because we actually were like, we were going to give mushroom coffee a go again the other day.
Because have you heard about it? Because everyone's having it now.
Yeah,
are they actually?
Claiming that?
You're claiming it because you've got shares in the companies.
No.
Was I on about this 2 years ago or not?
Potentially.
Yeah.
Potentially, maybe. But that doesn't make it nice. It doesn't mean
it's good.
That's any better.
Just means we're selling into a fad.
Just means I was cool. I was ahead of the curve.
Does it?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
I think I was sort of like...
Are you an influencer?
I was the beginning of a moment.
Right.
I think that's what it was, wasn't it?
An IG baddie influencer.
If you say it one more time, I might believe you. I feel like...
I honestly think you got shares in the company. Anyways.
No, 100%.
Wish.
To be fair, you should have bought shares in the company
Get
when you were
20p.
going on about it.
Tell me about it.
I've still not seen anything about
Say
it.
get 20p.
Yeah.
That's
20p a month. Anyways.
Right. We need to say welcome back.
Yeah, well, welcome back.
Welcome back to the Polyjamorous
We've got
Podcast.
3 cameras back again, so
We
it
do
is
say hi to
varied
the
here.
third cam. I don't know how much I'll use it in the edit. I'm not going to lie.
And we are actually sitting on this side.
Yes.
Which means there's good news.
Oh, nice.
See.
Yeah, right, exactly. We did plan
this.
this.
He is known for doing a good Boris Johnson impression. By some means.
Yeah.
He is known for smoking weed with his mum on TV.
On camera.
Yeah.
What else?
Yeah, and this depending on.
I mean, I've been a comedian for over 20 years, and apparently that's all I've done.
Yeah, that's the highlights for us. That's the highlights.
Listen.
This is it, and this is a window into, I would say, our collective relationship.
Yeah,
collective,
I think this
right?
is a pretty good.
That's mad.
But we know each other
Over years.
You both worked on my show for years.
We did.
And it always felt like you weren't sure.
You weren't sure.
Well, it just felt like you were sort of outsiders looking in on the show a bit, where you were like, "Is this good? Is this like?" It always felt like I was trying to impress, not so much you, Becky, but certainly you. Sam.
Not me. Why would you need to impress me?
Because
working on the Russell Howard Hour
because I always wanted to make everyone that worked on the show laugh. And like me, and I feel like
everyone laughing, and I'm like,
yeah,
mushroom coffee shit.
Well, that was it. But I always felt like
it.
I was. Like, I don't know.
Hard to impress, I understand.
Yeah, I was. And I felt like I was always trying to, hopefully, make everyone who worked on the show enjoy it.
Right. I did. I enjoyed it massively. I wouldn't have come back so many times.
But you would never, ever let me know you're enjoying it.
No, we can't do that. That's showing too many cards, isn't it?
What I mean.
Over your dead body, you would let him know.
What was I going to say? This man potentially could give you some respite, and depending on who you are, you might need some lubricant.
Oh, nice.
It is Russell Howard, everyone.
Russell Howard.
3 claps in the studio. We were just talking about the fact that he thinks I didn't enjoy the Russell Howard Hour, which is really sad.
Even though she did it for 5 years.
No, I think you don't ever want to let me know.
No.
Exactly.
Yeah,
that's what it is. And
I like Steve Williams, Steve Hall, Dan Atkinson, Jason, but no one.
And I think that's why I liked you, because it always felt like very often you find people that are just kind of enthralled and like, oh my god, I love it,
loving the celeb life and loving it, and then I was like, what we're saying about this mushroom coffee.
Yeah, but you were super normal, and it was great. Yeah, but it was. So that's why I think that's why we got on, because it always felt like you were kind of like. And there's a bit of, you felt like you were a tough nut to crack.
Hard shell exterior.
Saw it as
lots of onion layers situation.
Yeah.
I just think I'm not very good with like being quite coy with people with a big name.
Yeah.
Like I'm very,
What do you mean?
I think, I worked on like other shows and people, I'm just like chatting very normally.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, but
people are like very much like, you need to calm down and this person's a celeb, and I'm like, right. Well,
oh yeah.
And you're like, no,
do you know, it's so boring.
Tell him that it's like,
it's boring.
I think you say your opinion, like regardless.
Yeah.
I think that's fair.
Unless
it's like, tell him the music shit. I don't
Yeah. Unless it's Gordon Ramsay, so.
Oh, or John Bishop.
Don't, because I got a bit warm there, to be honest. Gordon Ramsay, he's got a new show out, and I just thought, this man can't get any better.
What's the no show?
Isn't it like it's like a travel show? I think Phoebe worked on
with
it.
Gino.
No, it's a travel show. It was like an adventure, but you're cooking on like a high ceiling. And it's like 50 feet up in the air and you're cooking an omelette.
What, bungee omelette?
Yeah.
Okay.
What?
So
Not necessarily bungeeing. You are high on a bridge, but you're cooking.
So it's like
cooking
cooking at altitude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Wait,
what's the point of that?
What's the name of it? Fearful Chef.
I don't think I recognised the name of it, but I just loved him.
Okay,
But anyways,
you were like, I don't get the concept of this show. I don't understand, but I'm here for him.
Yeah.
I don't get the Gordon Ramsay thing. I still don't get it.
Yeah, I mean, we had long conversations.
Yeah,
about
I
this
think
after the show one day when Sam started going on about how much she fancied Gordon Ramsay. And
we all discussed who everyone liked.
Yeah, and we spent an hour listening to you.
And we spent 15 minutes discussing Becky's love for Border Collies.
No, why did
And that was rogue.
You said you wouldn't. Listen, I don't. We have to. Can I preface? I don't love. No, I do love them, but platonically.
Yeah, I think the question set was if you.
Oh God, I knew this was going to come up.
The bestiality.
If you had to make love with an animal, who would it be?
I can't even believe it's been 5 minutes we're discussing this.
I told you it would come up. I literally said, I'm telling you now, he will mention about this fucking Border Collie.
No, because what happened, everyone else was like, oh God, and spent a lot of time thinking, and you didn't even pause and went, Border Collie.
It's a beautiful animal.
That's disgusting, mate.
Said it like you'd get, you know.
She was so excited to say it. It's like she's always wanted to say that.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't. No,
Yeah,
it wasn't. It wasn't that. It was just, I think they're a beautiful creature. And
yeah,
kidding, I'm kidding.
That's mental.
No, do you know I first said pig because I was like, you wouldn't feel it, and then everyone was like, but a pig, and I was like,
pig's got corkscrew.
Yeah,
cock.
so I was like,
and also,
sorry,
it's like a corkscrew.
Yeah.
That's why I said pig initially, because it's like,
yeah, it would
be
like a wine bottle.
Yeah. Oh.
And it's a bit like, apparently their orgasms last half an hour.
Half an hour?
Yeah. So
you're loving that. You're really excited
They
about that.
better not sound like the foxes though outside, because if that's anything to go by, have you heard foxes?
It's awful.
It's awful.
Oh my God. They were outside ours the other day. Like, and I was like, oh my God. But wait, 30 minutes?
Yeah, apparently. I saw it on like a sign somewhere, a coffee shop in Australia that said like a pig's orgasm lasts half an hour. Come in and try our coffee. I was like, that's an interesting sales pitch.
But here I am.
but it had nothing to do with it.
But where's your coffee?
But, do you know what I mean? When you see like a weird sort of sign at a coffee shop, I remember seeing one that said, you wouldn't brush your teeth with a lawnmower. Why not try our coffee? I remember thinking,
you wouldn't.
Nothing to do with anything.
Yeah, but it's true.
But it's like, yeah, but you wouldn't slam your dick in a wheelie bin. Do you fancy a new car? It was like, it had nothing to do with anything. But I remember seeing it in Australia, and it was like a half an hour, pig has an orgasm for half an hour. I remember thinking, if you were a farmer into bestiality, it would be risky. It
would be chaos.
Because like
chaos.
You'd sort of have sex with that pig, and then the orgasm would last for half an hour, but you'd be terrified for the next 29 minutes if someone came back and the pig was still going, do you know what I mean? So you
it wasn't
like,
me.
Shut up. Like, do you know what I mean?
I don't know what he's doing.
It's like, I don't know what they're doing. I think he's obviously been another pig. Obviously been another pig.
The other ones just ran off. They were here a minute ago.
But you'd instantly have to play like really loud music to cover it.
Yeah, 100%. Stick the tractor on, it's going to drown out the sound.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Haven't
you been a farmer before from Bristol?
Yeah.
I feel like Bristol's just 90% farms.
You asked me if I fucked a pig. I've never had sex with
Indirectly, yes.
No, I've never. I've worked.
No, I've never fucked a pig.
I've worked in building sites. I've worked in. I once worked in a watercress factory when I was a kid.
Watercress?
Watercress factory?
Yeah. As in like the thing you put in the sandwiches?
Yeah. So my
You're
job...
just picking it off a branch?
No, it was in the factory, and the job was to pick weeds out of the watercress. So
wow.
And they look quite similar if you're 14 and you don't care. So there's probably a lot of people that have eaten weeds.
But and not watercress.
You know when you
just picking it off, wow.
It was just like in this big factory... 14 years old, just getting rid of weeds from watercress. It was so mind-numbing. But
it's better than a paper round, to be fair.
£5 an hour it was, and that was in 1994. Chaos money.
That's actually
a lot of money.
It's a ridiculous amount.
For that time.
For just picking up the weeds?
For a week?
Off a conveyor belt,
I do.
and you just sort of go like that. But I actually left after 3 months to work at a place called the Horse and Groom for £3 an hour, but it was a pub, but I much preferred it.
Because then you get free drinks.
Free drinks, free Yorkshire puddings on a Sunday.
Yeah, chat to people.
Chat. I once spilt soup all over someone's lap. It wasn't very good. Yeah. It was
what
awful.
soup we're talking?
I think it was chicken. Yeah.
Wow, that feels to me like that would be a hotter temperature.
But
that's not the worst though. You could have tomato or
no, I'd rather tomato.
That chicken, I feel like, was that fairly like beige coloured?
It was beige. I mean,
that's fine.
She smelled great afterwards.
No worries, like a chicken broth.
But that sort of combination of sort of like skirt and soup. She was really
skirt and soup.
Yeah, it was all right.
Skirt and soup.
That sounds like a trendy coffee shop. Skirt
and soup.
I was like,
and it would have ever fucked a pig outside the coffee shop. Come inside.
Skirt and soup smells nice. I was like, where is this going?
It was the combo. I'm just saying. She's probably about 50, and she was really lovely. She took it really well.
Oh, bless her.
Don't worry, darling.
Don't worry.
Like that. Whereas I would have been absolutely steaming.
Yeah.
I would have been absolutely raging.
You'd have like scooped it up and gone, have it.
Yeah. Tomato smells all right if you've had it on for a long time, but chicken is awful.
No,
because then all the dogs would be coming at you.
Yeah.
In the streets.
Oh yeah, and you don't like dogs.
So unless you're going to go home immediately and change, I'm fuming.
You don't like dogs?
I shouldn't have brought it.
I do like dogs to an extent.
Sorry.
They're really, really like, it just depends on the dog.
Okay.
So I can't look at a border collie the same, but
that's obvious.
But like a Labrador, I was attacked by a Labrador when I was 5 years old. So for like 10 years, I had a really bad dog fear.
Well, that's understandable.
Yeah, but yeah, dogs, I'm not meh. Cats, definitely meh.
Yeah.
You cat person?
Whales?
No, I don't like cats.
Really?
I don't like cats. I really don't like rabbits. Like when me and my brother were 8 and 6 respectively, my sister had a rabbit and we had to clean it out. And I remember having this really visceral moment, aged 8 and 6. We were just kind of outside and it's raining and my sister was inside with my mum and we were mucking out her animal. We were like, it's not even our
animal.
It's not even ours. And he's like 6 gone, tell me about it, mate. But it was a really adult moment.
Don't you fucking like rabbits?
Yeah, but like rabbits. Do you know what I mean? The world's against us.
Silly.
And it was, we were like 8 and 6.
Like, phew.
But Mum and Kerry must have been looking at us outside. Yeah. And it was like all the big minds. It was like an adult conversation.
Yeah, and you're genuinely children.
Yeah.
You're
don't even have a rabbit.
Like, I think I've seen it all now. Like, you're telling me. It was sort of that.
What a smell come to.
Yeah. It was all of that. It was the first time we became grumpy men.
Yeah.
6 and 8.
Before the age of 10.
Yeah.
Cleaning out a rabbit cage.
Yeah.
But my dad
makes the watercress look good now.
That was one of the rabbits, and then we had another one, and it got myxomatosis. You know when it's sort of like.
Oh my god.
And my dad smashed it with a hammer in front of us in an attempt to kind of put it out of his misery. But you know what I mean? Just clear the scene. Clear the scene. He was like, "Watch out, kid!" And he was like, "I don't like watching them suffer." And it was, it was.
So you just knock them out with a hammer?
Yeah.
What? That's easier to see.
Are we saying like meat cleaver hammer, or are we saying like thin, like industrial, like little hammer?
Hammer he had in his shed, and the rabbit twitched twice, and it was like clear, like that.
No, I can't. No. But do you know, in like my friend's house when they had like a mouse problem, they used to use the sticky stuff, like this paper that they run on, and you just go like that and you stamp on it, and that
stamp on the rat.
So you fold the paper and stamp on it.
No.
That I could never got on board.
Mad.
They were like, this is the humane trap. I was like, humane. I was like, where is
really
the humane?
sad.
I was like, what the hell? But they literally just stomped on it, and I was like, no, I must leave. I must leave.
I'm a slave.
I must leave. I was like,
I must live.
I must.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm not good here.
Feels like you're going to leave in like a sort of stagecoach like that, and you're like side saddle on a horse.
I must leave.
I find that with like mice, such an unlucky animal, because when you like, if a bird comes into your garden, they've got bird tables, bird bath, bird house.
Yeah, they're really well accommodated for.
And if a mouse dares to come into your house,
it's
like
traps.
Well, we need to get a medieval thing to snap its neck.
Yeah.
And what is their crime? Squeaking in tiny poos. That's it.
Yeah.
And being literally like, don't they have like diseases?
No, don't be mean about the mice.
But a mouse just scurries.
Yeah.
But what's the difference between a rat and a mouse?
Well, there is a huge difference. Rats are like bigger, mice are smaller, mice are less diseased. Rats
less diseased.
But birds have got diseases, and we're out the back building them jacuzzis.
Yeah, exactly.
What diseases birds
Can
have?
I just say?
Bird flu.
I have I used to have pet
worries.
mice, so I'm such an advocate for mice.
You had pet mice?
Yeah, so when our cats used to bring in the mice that were injured, my mum thought she was Florence Nightingale, and she was like, I'm gonna make this mouse better. So she would keep it. And this one time, I was about to go back to uni, and she was like, oh, we're going on holiday. We've got this mouse. You take it to uni with you. And I was like,
that probably helped you make friends.
Imagine
rocking up with a dead mouse. Yeah.
I definitely need to speak
this
to her
is
for a year.
Nicholas the
uni.
mouse.
At
No,
least.
you didn't. I didn't take him in, put
Who
it that
was
way.
it?
I
Oh, no.
didn't take the mouse, by the way. Can I just say? Because I think that's a mental suggestion. She suggested I would sit on the coach with the mouse cage and be like,
uni.
yeah. And then
I would
was-
never have spoken
And then I
to
was
you.
like, I can't do that. And she was like, what about Nicholas the mouse? I was like, Nicholas the what now? I didn't even know she named it.
You definitely would have got some space on the bus though on the way.
Oh, 100%.
Do you know what I mean?
No one would have
Yeah.
sat near me.
If you pull a mouse out and start stroking it,
Yeah,
and
just
go like this.
and then go, he's called Nicholas. You're like, oh, that's all right, I'll sit at the back.
Yeah.
Like, do you know what I mean? You're going to be able to stretch out.
It just wouldn't. I wouldn't.
It's actually quite a good technique, to be honest.
I remember having that. I had an operation
Yeah,
on my
mouse.
eye when I was late. It was how old was I? 28, and on the hour every hour for a month. I had to kind of take my glasses off and go like that
to your own self.
to my own self to kind of move the pupils. And I remember doing that on a train.
nice.
I had the whole carriage to myself.
Yeah, no.
Like that,
Love
just
it.
like kind of that and start
They're like,
trying to go
right,
like
no
that.
way.
Yeah. No,
There's
you're right,
no
mate.
way I'm
All
sitting
good.
next to
I'm
you.
sorry, but if someone
Absolutely
is
not.
like,
If someone was going like
Yeah,
this,
yeah.
no.
Nah,
I
I
mean, someone
I'd get off the train and get on the next one. I wouldn't be doing that.
You get some space.
Yeah. And you'd go in. You want to see it as well? Go on. Next to
Someone
you.
was eating a sandwich on the tube yesterday, and everyone avoided them for that reason. So that,
Oh.
yeah.
What-
But they were eating it really
what
aggressively.
sandwich?
It was cheese and egg sandwich,
no.
and they were like, they had like a real beard, and he was probably eating it like.
No.
Like, it was really. I bet he was also doing all sorts of mad things, but it was mainly the sandwich, I think, that put
Fine.
people off. He was like,
aggressively eating. Right. Okay.
but like really loud. It was like, and I was like, this man. I was like, but this is what I'm saying. If that's enough to put people off, then the eye thing.
Oh yeah.
100%.
Yeah, absolutely.
I feel like that's the sort of thing you'd get in Bristol, though.
You got a real.
We have a
Think about
friend.
it. I do like
from,
Bristol.
We have a friend from Bristol,
Bristol.
and I think it's just like an easy target.
It's an easy
for
thing
Sam.
to say.
Okay.
But also,
It's
just
you're
like,
from
I don't
Bristol.
really.
Sorry to the
Every time I've gone to
Bristolians.
Bristol, twice for the Russell Howard Hour, I just thought,
Was that?
I
where
know mental things go on here. I just know.
Was that where
There
you
was
went
one
on
thing
the
where-
hot air balloon or no?
That was Bath.
Oh, that's a good
Different, very
story.
different thing. There's like an area in Bristol where they were campaigning to keep,
Stokes Croft. Yeah.
where there's
It's
like a
like,
little
no, well-
park
Yeah.
where like homeless people stay and like, yeah.
Yeah. They call themselves the Republic of Stokes Croft.
Republic.
Mm-hmm.
So it's its own people.
Yeah, and it's sort of like this own sort of quite bohemian area.
Yeah.
There used to be a comedy club called Jesters, which is where I started doing stand-up, and it's now a Tesco Metro. And the people of Stokes Croft were livid with that.
Yeah,
but
fuming.
Tesco won in the end.
Wow.
But it used to be a really cool bit of town. But same as anything, it's quite
like
cool.
the
like
place
Tom
has been
told
like,
us about
it's been,
that.
it's been tarmacked over.
It's been gentrified.
Yeah.
They are.
That's really sad. What was it? Best, Bristol or London?
Bristol, I would
Really?
say. Yeah, just in terms of, I don't know, I like London, but that's all right. I don't know. Do you know what I mean? It just doesn't.
Yeah.
I think I know Bristol more, and I know the energy of it, and
Right.
I don't know. There's just so many different Londons. I couldn't say like what is London. Do you
Yeah,
know what I mean?
I
Because
so know what
there's
you
such
mean,
a
yeah.
world of difference between, like, you know, Fulham,
Hampstead Heath.
Brixton, Hampstead Heath, Primrose Hill, Camden. Do you know what I mean? It's just like
London's just huge. It's so huge, and also
I love it. I'm just
also
loving it.
given that we still work in TV. I feel like I should know it better because you end up in some bizarre places in TV.
Yeah, but
some
also
weird places.
I think people that work in TV, particularly
Slow.
behind the camera, you have to work ridiculously long hours.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it's absolutely insane. And it's like, it's that horrible word that sort of you hear in TV all the time, that talent.
Oh
It's just like-
God!
but
Calling you the talent.
I know, it's
Calling
the
you the
worst,
talent.
but it's the worst because that implies that there isn't like immense talent everywhere
Yeah,
to
yeah.
make this work, other than the kind of show pony at the front.
Yeah.
That
Sure.
No,
I
but,
feel
no, but
like
do you know what I mean? It's
even-
sort of, it's true. It's like if you look at like the Russell Howard Hour and Good News, the strength of those shows were the writing, the researching, the camaraderie, the togetherness, the sort of pursuit of like comedy as a big group. It's like a massive band, and I guess I was the front man. But that's genuinely how I feel about it. Stand up is your own thing, but this whole idea that I was the talent and it was all about me is just fucking ludicrous.
You're right. I wouldn't say you were the talent. I would say Jason Dawson was.
But do you know the honest
was waiting for her to come in and be like, you're right, it wasn't funny.
I would say it was Jason Dawson and Corinne that led that band.
Absolutely.
But you wouldn't say to Jason that he was the talent either. You're only plucking his name.
Plucking it out.
Because he's not there. Because he's not there.
He's not there.
And do you know the wonderful thing, and this is what makes me, like, I know that you deep down respect me, is that no matter how much you fight it, is that if Jason was here today, you'd have said my name.
No.
I
would have said Dan Atkinson.
Which?
I was like, she's 100% going to say Dan.
I mean,
Dan is the glue, though. Dan's the original Agatha Christie, so you know.
I know.
He's really gone to town with that.
Yeah,
they've really made it a thing.
Do you know how much money he lost because of that?
Oh, don't.
I thought he gained money.
No, because please say, because I was looking at this.
What do you mean?
£550,000.
Sure.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, because it's now been
copyrighted by someone else.
It's copyrighted by Rebecca Vardy.
Yep.
So she owns the joke about her.
But do you not think that's fair?
No, because she committed the crime. And
by Rebecca Vardy, not Colleen Rooney.
Colleen.
No, Colleen doesn't own it. So the person
basically
the person that heckled at the club and someone said, "Shut up, dickhead." So Wagatha Christie is effectively shut up, dickhead.
Yeah.
Sure.
So then she
100%.
gets to own the money from being called a dickhead for ruining all the fun. It doesn't seem right.
That's really.
I mean, it depends on how you look at it, really. It depends, because it's like she is the butt of the joke, so she is making money out of it. However, Wagatha Christie was very smart, and I do feel like Dan deserves his flowers.
He does deserve his flowers.
Should we start a petition?
I was going to say, in some ways, this podcast might have been because of you.
I don't doubt that. I always
all these years of leading
now
up
you're
to
feeding the egos.
Yeah, that's because I'm your mentor.
Oh, God.
I don't know about that.
This is paining
I think in some ways I was your mentor, but that's fine. Because we saw once upon a time when you were on the Mo Gilligan show, your really, really good rap.
It was all right, wasn't it? Yeah.
It was the Humpty Dumpty one.
Yeah.
And it was really good.
It was all right. I put a lot of effort into it.
Did you?
Yeah. I kind
of like rehearsal?
No, I sat and I thought about, because they gave me.
I sat and I thought about it.
They gave me a rap to do, and I was like, oh, it's awful.
Like written one out for you.
They'd written one for me, and I kind of sat and wrote it myself. The punchline at the end was "Bitch, I'm scrambled," which I was very pleased with.
Because of Humpty Dumpty.
Because of Humpty Dumpty.
Yeah.
Can we play it?
Well, I feel like it's good to just chat about it. We were going to play it for you, but I feel like you don't want to hear that.
You don't want to hear it in your headphones?
You wouldn't want to hear that.
No.
You don't want to hear the genius once again?
No.
Did you have a rap name? Like, if you were to be a rapper?
Oh, if I were to be a rapper.
If you were to be a, what do they call them? City girls.
What's a city girl?
City
girls like, kind of like Megan Thee Stallion, or like Cardi B, or like, what's her name? Sexy Red? Sexy Red. So it's kind of like that whole thing of,
like,
I don't want to.
You're living the lifestyle. You're a rapper. You know, it's like in your bag.
It's I guess a female rapper that's making a lot of money. She's living her best life. She's got long nails.
Yeah.
She's got the best hair going for her, and that's a city girl.
Wouldn't it be interesting though to
Sexy Red,
but to see a rap about a city girl that snaps her fingernail and catches her arse in a car door, and like, but
how do you catch an arse in a car door?
Some of them are big. Let's not muck around.
Right, okay.
But the point
what,
I'm
like
making,
BBLs?
What's a BBL?
Brazilian butt lift.
How do you not know what
when you pump the fat?
How do I not know? I
don't know.
I felt like all talent would have recommended that.
Not the talent.
But it's like, as in the flashiness of it, I find it just a bit like, like I find it so much more interesting. If so, like, to my knowledge, I don't know a lot, but like that's why I like Kendrick Lamar, because it feels like there's.
Here he goes.
No, but there's something underneath it rather than like like it's. I just think it's more interesting to hear someone sing a rap about you won't find me in the club. I won't have a bottle of bud. I don't have money on my mind.
Right.
I don't have all the girls. Like, do you know what I mean?
But sometimes you do want to hear that.
No, absolutely.
Yeah.
But it must be interesting to hear like rap about frustration and rather than sort of success. That's what I mean. Do you know what I mean? Like, but you know when someone's
it's
kind of
less of a clout thing and more about like, because I suppose
it's so much more interesting. Like to hear Kendrick Lamar going, "We're going to be all right," as this sort of emancipatory song, rather than I'm fucking her and this is going great.
Sure.
Do you know what I mean? I've got a bed full of money and a fanny fell off because I exploded it and blah 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 blah.
Yeah,
I'm
learning fannies. That's my favorite song.
Yeah. But
I get you.
I just find it a bit like, really? And I'm the best. And, fine.
So is it like your like music taste quite varied then, or is it only to this one? You want it to be like meaningful only?
No. Well, that's the funny thing. Talking about music is so interesting. I love it because it's so scary to tell the truth about what you like.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because you run the risk of people, like, it's a bit like sort of saying like what you're into politically or sociologically or that people now make so if I said, I like Take That, it's like,
Yeah.
But what? Right.
No, but that's what I mean. But there's
Hold back. Give it a second.
But there's like nobody is one thing.
No.
Like, music is such a buffet, and you can have things that really mean stuff to you or stuff that just make. Like, there's a song called Dance Monkey.
Gosh, yeah.
But for whatever reason, that got into me. And I loved it.
Loved it.
I love it.
You love Dance Monkey.
I absolutely
Very
love
different to Kendrick Lamar.
But I also love.
But that's Polyjamorous.
Polyjamorous. That's why this podcast is called Polyjamorous, because you're polyamorous, but for music.
But that's the truth of, isn't it, of music? Why is it? Why does certain songs? I've talked to friends of mine who are musicians, and it's that thing. Do you know?
Yeah.
Do they know when they finished it that that song "There She Goes" by the Lars?
Yeah.
One of the great songs that could have been a hit in any decade.
Yeah.
Did they know? Because they haven't really done other stuff that people
They wouldn't
know
have known,
about.
that it would be that good.
That's the song.
Yeah.
And that's going to be played in Peru and the UK, and it's going to be played in America. No, but it's true. It's
But
sort
Peruvian
of this,
people, are they really thinking about
I
that?
bet
do you
that
think?
song, totally.
Probably.
It's sort of that thing of music travels, and but there's no rhyme nor reason sometimes as to why this song is
catchy,
universal language.
Yeah. But it's
100%.
there's I think Louis de Bernier, who wrote Captain Corelli's Mandolin, was basically sort of saying if he could be anything, he would be a musician.
Yeah.
Because there's no words. That sometimes the melody is just enough, and people can hear the world over. Like you just said, it's such an international language.
Yeah.
And it just some stuff, just the right, I don't know, like combination of notes makes people move irrespective of religion and creed and colour. It's extraordinary.
I was looking at your Enemy interview.
Oh yeah.
Obviously,
we do our research.
Adam Horton, word to Adam Horton. No, joking. And it was like, honestly, the most bizarre picks. But really good.
It was good.
I was like, I never would have thought you to like some of those ones. Obviously Kendrick Lamar, but like some of the other ones were really good. Like,
what was that? What
it was like, didn't you say it was like, and they gave you like categories of how you'd be listening to them.
Yeah.
But I was like, I'd not heard any of these like in your like pre-show.
Oh yeah, your pre-show
playlist.
Because I'm surprised even now you're saying that your music taste is pretty broad, because I always thought that it was maybe a little bit like condensed down.
Yeah, but pre-show music has to be a specific thing. Like you can't play.
You must tell us the art.
Oh no, but it is. But it has to be songs that kind of just get everyone going, so that by the time you come on stage, they're excited and they've been piqued. But if you're playing like No Surprises by Radiohead,
that's
you're playing. If you're playing,
or Take That,
or you're playing Vibrate by Rufus Wainwright.
Right. Okay. Fine. I'm with you.
It might mean something to you. But then it's a similar way.
You play Eye of the Tiger.
Yeah, absolutely.
Everyone's lifted up.
But no one's.
That's what I play.
But no one's playing Eye of the Tiger on a Sunday morning to themselves. Unless you're in a really, really dark place.
Yeah, well, it depends.
Unless you've
what I've
stamped on a rabbit with a hammer.
Yeah, exactly.
But like,
I would be playing that.
Up, poor rabbit.
But you know, like more Chiba. You know that left my soul down by the, like you're not going to listen to that before.
No.
But yeah, I've got quite a broad range really.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
And do you like pick your songs that go out on like before tour? Do you pick the ones that people are listening to as they come in?
Yeah, do you pick it?
Do you pick it?
Yeah.
That must be the best thing to sit there and be like, right, I'm going to bring them up here. It's like a silent DJ.
It's completely that. And because they get in at 6:30 and the show starts at like 8. So it's a curated hour and a half.
No way.
Mm-hmm. And it's got to be...
What are we talking about? Like, what kind of songs? Do you ever watch people's reaction?
No, but I know what, like, so Teen Spirit by Nirvana is just a song that's going to get everyone up.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I love
Helter
that
Skelter.
song.
Helter Skelter.
The Beatles is going to get everyone
So
there.
good.
Seven Nation Army is going to get everyone up.
Yeah, of course.
Fans by Kings of Leon. There's certain, like,
Yeah.
it's sort of that.
Everyone knows
Whereas
it.
if it's a bit like...
Immediately you're going to want to go home.
Yeah, but
You're like, I'm not in the mood.
Totally, but it's because it's liquid emotion.
Yeah, that's like we did throwbacks last week. We do a throwback episode every now and then.
Yeah.
And it's always like whenever Sam will play a song, I'm like, oh my
not
God.
heard that in ages. Yeah.
But here's a question. When you listen to music, because my tour manager, Kumar, he used to be in a band called the Sugar Plums. They were a covers band. And they used to spend...
Sugar Babes of Human.
I would have never thought.
They spent 20% of their budget for every gig on pyros. So, yeah, I think
they're just singing and...
Yeah, and he, like, it had to stop because...
No, that's amazing.
He set the lead singer's arse on fire because that pyro shot him in the arse and he was... Ah! But anyways,
It's a good vocal, though.
I was going to say.
Yeah.
Hit the high note.
But he listens to music... and he hears the music and I hear the lyrics.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I was watching someone talk about this the other day and they were saying, like, are you a music person or are you a lyric person? I think you can be both, but I think there's one that you are going to connect with. Yeah. I'm music. I actually am music. I do listen to the lyrics and I do look into them, but initially, like if the music is bad but the lyrics are good, then probably won't listen to it.
There's in that song DNA by Kendrick Lamar. There's the bit when it drops and he goes, "This is my heritage. All I'm inheriting: money, the power, the making, the marriages," and it does that. But I'd never heard in the background this thing goes 5, 4, 3.
See, that's the bit I'm listening to in that song. That's the bit. So even when you said the lyrics, then I was like,
"What bit's that?" Yeah.
Well, I knew the bit, but I didn't know the lyrics. But that 5, 4, that's the bit I'm listening to.
But it's so interesting, isn't it? How it must be a bit like the sort of the right and left side brain. I guess we sort of just take things in a different way.
Right, left side, as in like, is one of them like music and one of them's like...
I think that's the
smart.
idea. One of them's...
Music and smart,
I don't know, but I think it's that science and creativity and the kind of...
Maybe
logic and emotion, I guess.
Do you think you're more logic then? Because I would say lyrics are logic.
You're more art.
I'm not. I don't know if it's that, but there's not an ounce of logic in me. No, my wife is incredibly logical, but yeah, I know, mate. I'm emotion to the core. I mean,
emotion to the core.
Mate, I bought crystals. I'm thick. Like as in,
you bought crystals.
Yeah.
What crystals?
What are they for?
Just to make me live forever, because I'm mad.
No, because you do these things.
Yeah,
You've talked forever.
You were talking about saunas for ages, and I was like, no. And now it's crystals, and then it was mushroom coffee. I can't keep up.
Didn't you buy something for the head? No, there's something on your head at Christmas.
Yeah, I bought all sorts, man.
Oh my goodness.
Patches, potions.
Which crystals work the best?
They don't work.
Okay,
they don't work.
Just rub them on you at night.
No, I have it near my bed.
Your bed,
in your bed? No, you don't. I was talking to someone once who was like, I've got crystals for communication, and I was like, why don't you genuinely have a conversation?
You meet somebody from Spain, you just hold it up like that, and they're just chatting about, I've got a green one. There you go. And I guess what it communicates is the conversation's over.
This is done.
I was like, why have you got
genuinely was on the most stressful shoot of my life in May, and this girl pulled out a crystal in the middle of the chat of us going, what are we going to do about this car, blah, blah. She was like, well, I don't know. And she was like rubbing it. And I was literally looking at her like, but you
no, they
feeling all right?
But what do they
You're not well.
No.
I'm fuming. And it was a white one. It's massive. And she was like, it needs the sun to work. I was like, that's silly.
No, because I'm into like superstitions and stuff, but some stuff I'm like, that just can't be. It really can't be. Like star signs, I kind of understand.
Yeah, I'm a star sign person.
Yeah, I know you're not. So
no, I'm not. But yeah, I would still look at it.
Yeah,
that's because I'm not strong.
You're
enough.
not open-minded.
That's what I mean. I'm not strong enough to say, well, that doesn't mean. It's like the thing I often think about being an atheist is that all atheists are so happy that there is nothing, whereas I'm a really unhappy atheist in that I know there's nothing, and that breaks me to the core, because the idea of there being a heaven and a God is the greatest idea ever. Why can't that not be true? Whereas most atheists are like, it's absolute nonsense and there is nothingness and we win nothing. It's like I don't understand.
But you like spiritual? That sounds like you'd be spiritual.
No, I'm terrified. Right.
Right.
Like, as
I'm
in,
not laughing at that. No. It was just, are you spiritual? Terrified.
Yeah, but like, as in, like, I sort of woke up the other day because I was sort of imagining myself as a star, because there's that thing of like, well, that's what happens, isn't it? We all become stars. And I was going, oh, Jesus Christ, so you're just burning nothingness
for the rest of your life.
Yeah, and then I started punching the wall. So
Sure, hole in the wall.
It is very easy when you look at the sky for too long, though. There's a lot going on up there.
So what's exciting about this song, particularly, is that I only heard this song, I would say, 2 months ago, and it feels like, you know, when you hear a song and you go, how have I never heard this song before?
Yeah, all the time.
It's so perfect for me. It's kind of like...
That's really nice.
No, but
That's
I just
really
go,
nice.
this should be one of my all-time favourites. And I've only just got it. And
I love that.
you know that feeling? Do you know the best song is, it's not when you play it the first time, it's when you play it the third time, because you start to know what you're looking forward to. You know, it isn't that first one, you're like, oh, that's quite catchy. Second one, oh yeah, I think, and the third time you're like, it's that kind of...
It's stuck in your song.
Yeah.
So it's called You Are the Generation That Bought
more shoes. I thought it was You Was, or You Are. You are the generation that bought more shoes. There it is.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
It's very
you listen to it as well.
Let's play a little bit.
What's sad?
Here he is. Here he is. It's all good.
I feel like this to be played. Yeah, like the Christmas film. Someone's running. Down the street.
It's winter.
Oh, look.
Did you go into Jonny Boy?
But it just, this bit.
I don't know. It's good, but I'm like, you got to get into it. You got to listen to this a few times to like it. Very like in school. This is what they're playing.
In school or something.
Like on the screen, they'd project the lyrics. They'd want you to sing it in school.
Well, that'll do. Chapman now.
Yeah.
So
what I love about it is basically it's a song about sort of consumerism. You was the generation that bought more shoes and you get what you deserve, and it's basically about you self-obsessed fucking twats. Look at you all going about your life, got all your stuff at you, but it's this call to arms, and it feels very kind of surging and you know, I love it. I think it's a great song. I
guess it's kind of just like knocking a lot of sense into the people, like the young people, being like, come on. It's very, the thing is, what's throwing me is that it sounds like it would be a fun song, but it's not a fun song if you read the lyrics. So every time I look at the phone, it's quite sad things that are being said.
Yes.
But I suppose, like you say, it's like a call to something. It's like a rally cry, maybe more so than it is like running of enjoyment. It's kind of like, let's all get together and go against this thing, which is awful.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Exactly. Yeah, I agree.
I liked it. I don't understand why it's Jonny Boy though, because that sounded like a woman, but maybe
the band's called Jonny Boy. I don't know if they had other stuff. I don't think they did have massive hits, but
one hit wonder
that
vibe
song,
maybe.
I love it. I think it's just, but it also feels very like, I don't understand why that didn't. I think it was like a 2006 song, so I don't know why that didn't come through. I don't know why I'd never heard it, but it feels like that's such a piece of me.
Where did you hear it?
I heard it. Where did I hear it? I heard it on the theme tune to the let me get it. It's those amazing documentaries.
They've only got 2,000 monthly listeners.
Yeah,
Bless them.
Can't Get You Out of My Head. You know that documentary?
Yes.
Yeah.
So the theme tune to all that is incredible. The music on that. So yeah, I got it from that.
It's the most listened to song, that one.
Oh, Jonny Boy.
by miles.
Oh, but I would have thought
By
so.
miles.
Yeah.
It's
a few-
what you were saying. Like they seem to have this and
that moment. It's sort of it's so interesting though, isn't it? Where you have, because I think there's that, it's so complex and it's so surging and there's so much noise and
lots of things happening at the same
the
time.
lyrics are and it's all spinning, and they sort of did it that once and just couldn't do it again. It's kind of mad.
Like
know?
it's
I
just
find that really sad though, because some artists have so much potential, but then it's just like their one song was really good, and they sometimes feel discouraged to do another because that one song was very good.
Yeah.
Do you think that's what it is? Maybe like a little pressure that they have. But I suppose some of it is like record label, and I guess like what they think is good. Because it's weird, because to me that's a song that like I would have thought, like you say, would have had more success. Like it's one of those where I could there's almost a familiarity about it where I'm kind of like I could hear that being played in Christmas films. I know it's not not what it is,
true
but,
though,
but it so could have been that, and it's weird.
It does feel like two people are going to rush and meet each other at a
Yes, exactly. Exactly.
It's the like
It's
you're
that
building
moment, but it's almost like I say, it feels familiar. So I'm kind of like, oh, that's such a shame that
didn't do any more.
Although maybe they didn't like doing music like that. There's also that it's music taste.
Yeah.
And there's some artists that like won't even advocate for their best songs, and they'll be like, the song that everyone listens to is actually one that I fucking hate. So it's like sometimes it's about their taste, I suppose. But that's mad.
Right.
I liked it though.
No, you go.
Go on.
Should I go
You've
first?
got a good one.
What you got?
She's got a very good one.
I've got lyrics.
You know when we were talking about your pre-show
playlist.
Mm-hmm.
There's one song that's changed since 2006. Can you name that song?
Very rogue. Often played at the like end of it.
We were talking about City Girls earlier. You must know.
Might rhyme with a Schmardy B.
Oh, Cardi B. Yeah.
Wow.
And I just think that's so rogue for you to add that.
to play that song.
Oh, it's just because.
So,
You know why I did
to like go to appeal to the youth. No.
It's because I had a joke about it. And
Fine.
So I wanted to embed it in the crowd, so that when I did the joke, they knew the song. Because if they knew it, it would be fine. But if they didn't know it, they would have been reminded, or they might have heard it for the first time. So then 10 minutes later, I did a joke about it. So if you're like a 60-year-old bloke that's coming to see me,
That's that
like,
song.
You'll know.
Yeah.
This is it. Yeah.
There's me thinking that you really like Cardi B.
No.
Well,
Nah.
No,
it's a bit awkward now, but
that's all I've heard is that song. Wow.
I have the sequel to WAP, which I thought I would show you. It's called Bongos, which is not about a drum.
She's got slippery titties. So she's had a wet ass pussy and now she's got slippery titties.
He's got the lyrics.
We just thought we'd give you the lyrics so you can have a look at them.
The lyrics
because you were like loving WAP, and I thought
just so you can read them
mental.
before the song comes on.
What I love about WAP is I do.
I mean, what a way to start a session.
What I fucking hell. I hope you're not. I'm not saying these, but what's interesting? What's interesting is that WAP was the biggest selling record during COVID.
Yeah, which is mental.
But it is funny, and it's sort of that thing of going, you know, in 20 years' time when they study COVID at school, there will be a side part of it and going, and sociologically, the song that was in the number, you know, it is about women.
In the history books during this time.
Yeah, but that's a truth.
Yeah.
That during the pandemic, people were obviously in their kitchen on their own singing along.
Is that by like a margin?
I think TikTok had something to do with it, though.
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
But some of these are mental, like
some of the. I mean, we'll play it, so obviously you'll get a feel
like
for
10
it anyway.
seconds of it, but you can enjoy this.
But my favourite line initially is "Eat whoever in my way, Miss Pac-Man," which I think is
quite fun,
insightful.
I'm quite drawn to Pussy Get Pop Pinata.
Yeah, I mean that one. That one stands out. That one really leaps off the page, to be honest. Yeah, I mean,
Pussy Tight Like a Nun's pretty good. And
that's the chorus.
In
that's
brackets
the
it says none.
No.
Like,
You'll hear it when it plays. You'll know the
we'll
bit.
Do like 10 seconds of it, but
I always think that's
mad.
a generalisation, though, a little bit. But anyway,
what's the video like?
Oh.
Yeah.
It is.
How's you getting that phone call?
It is mental.
Oh, backing dancer for a song. Yeah, brilliant. What is it? Bong. Yeah, I love drums. I love eating. What? Is it like a buffet?
Sort of.
Say that again.
How many times? What, and I'm wearing hot pack. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm there.
50 quid.
I'm there.
Do I get lunch?
Yeah, I'll play you a few bits.
No, we'll have to show you a
Bongos
little bit of the video.
by Cardi B, but the music video you don't want to see it. It's too slippery. I know the song,
Could
but
sound
I'm
a bit
good.
louder. You can.
I'm here.
Nigga, eat this ass like a plum. This pussy tight like a nun. Better chew it up like it's gum.
I think
Then
it's
work your
poetic.
mouth when you done.
It's nice of them to incorporate an actual bongo.
Pussy get pinata. Bitch, I look like mud. You could print my face on a dollar.
Lyric man.
Beat it up.
Such a lyric man, here he is.
Can you stop for 1 second?
Yeah.
So this is where art and real life are different.
Pussy tight like a nun.
I don't always like to have a vagina,
Sure.
but I'm sort of willing to like just beat it up. So if you said to your male partner or female partner,
Beat it up.
what are you into? I'd just beat it up.
Is Russell Howard Robert Irwin's uncle?
Genuinely like the third one.
Seriously, because girls love crocodiles. And
We're just doing bits here and there.
doesn't doing bits mean a
No,
Yeah.
no, we weren't doing that.
say,
Green
one-
room, sorry.
No, I was going to say, you didn't see the other green room.
So who cleaned it up?
Me. Obviously.
That's unbelievable.
No, because I got upstairs
She was like,
looking for
oh,
a
where would I
brush.
find a broom? Jez, do you know where the broom is? And I'm just throwing my hands.
But if you love the song and you love the artist, surely you can afford to.
Oh, here we go.
I love this.
Never heard the song before. Oh, it's good.
Do you know what's freaky? When you haven't swum for ages and then you try and swim, it is knackered.
I'm so tiring.
So scary
I
as
had
well.
the
You're
same
in this
thing.
body of water.
I would play this at like a party. Yeah, I think so.
The whole Richard Gere putting a hamster up his ass. I just think it's.
I'm sorry?